babies tossed into the sewer, killer clowns, rampant kidnapping, a black bile spewing villain biting the nose off a lackey, a woman electrocuting another character with a kiss, and Michelle Pfeiffer being resurrected by vampire cats. No, not a horror movie, it is Batman Returns.
Meow.
The 1992 Michael Keaton starring sequel to 1989's Batman. Yes, Batman Returns is 25 years old, and either that is incredibly depressing, or you don't care because you are young and we sort of hate you for it. But not really. In either case, here is a look back at the weird and wonderful of Batman Returns. These days, Christopher Nolan and Zack Snyder get attention for their dark and gritty versions of the Caped Crusader. But director Tim Burton deserves all the credit for going the darkest and weirdest with his Dark Knight. First up, let us get some things out of the way. Batman Returns made a lot of money, about $266 million off of an $80 million budget. But if you have heard that the movie was not as successful as its predecessor, you are correct. Burton and Keaton's first Batman film, which skewed dark in its own right and broke bats away from his 1966 Adam West rep, made an insane $411 million off of a lower $35 million budget. Obviously, a sequel was needed, but rather than going the conventional route of a direct continuation, Burton made a standalone movie, and his vision was totally original.
Naked, sexual charisma.
Batman Returns is an S&M tinged flick about solitary freaks with an aesthetic influenced by German expressionism and Burton's own goth tendency.
You got kind of a dark side, don't you?
So yeah, it's weird, but it's also an artistic endeavor in the days before superhero movies had a template to follow. Early drafts of the script by screenwriter Daniel Waters, the guy behind the teen sociopath classic Heathers, were considered too violent and weird. One version included a plot point where Christopher Walken as Max Shreck was revealed to be the Penguin's brother. Wesley Strick, the guy behind the Cape Fear remake, added in even more violent weirdness, like that infamous scene of Penguin biting his campaign staffer. And it wasn't only Penguin who killed folks on his way to the mayor's office. Shreck tossed Selina Kyle out of the window, and Batman himself tossed baddies off a bridge and shoved a bomb down a circus gang member's pants. The sexual overtones of the movie are more explosive than a Shreck department store, thanks to Pfeiffer's Catwoman. After she dies at the hands of her boss, Selina Kyle undergoes a sexual awakening that involves trashing her childish things and becoming a noirish femme fatale.
I don't know about you, Miss Kitty, but I feel so much yummier.
Sure, there's that classic rooftop scene where Catwoman licks Batman, but that scene also involves Selina suggestively sliding her hand down the batsuit before jabbing a claw into his side. The film also suggests that Batman and Catwoman, who are sort of bondage fiends, only truly become themselves when they put on the leather and rubber. Oh yeah. Oh, and Penguin, he's also at his purest when he's running around in his grimy onesie. So, with sexual overtones, violence, gloomy Christmas themes, the child abuse from Penguin's parents, and the kidnapping of little kids, advertisers must have loved this movie, right? Not so much. Keep in mind, we live in a heyday of superhero movies where even the R-rated ultra-violence of Deadpool can thrive. But back in 1992, Batman was the only super game in town. Captain America, he was dead on arrival. Roger Corman's Fantastic Four was yet to be unreleased. And Superman was the man of no deals. And blockbusters like Batman Returns, they were beholden to the marketing tie-in.
Drop into McDonald's, where Batman Returns is on a dramatic series of 32-ounce collector cups with fine, crispy bat display.
So this may look like McDonald's is promoting toys and cups from Batman Returns. But holy smokescreen, Batman! Back in the days of Beanie Baby Happy Meals, Mickey D's slapped Batman insignias all over its packaging and created a line of toys for kids, as well as those collector's cups and frisbee flying discs, which I still have, by the way. But even though the movie itself wasn't really marketed as a kids movie,
So where are all the children?
the family-friendly fast food chain took heat from Christian groups and received angry letters for pushing the movie through its Happy Meals. One famous letter asked, in classic Mrs. Lovejoy fashion, "Has McDonald's no conscience?" Ronald pivoted and said it was not promoting the movie, but the characters. Meanwhile, on the toy front, the Kenner line of toys decided Danny DeVito's villain was just too scary. So they did a repaint on the Penguin action figure from the mid-1980s Superpowers line, which more closely resembled the comic book and 1966 Burgess Meredith depiction. The movie, it was critically well received and had the best opening weekend of 1992, which was also the best opening weekend of all time at that point. Still, it underperformed according to expectations, and the parental blowback set the stage for Joel Schumacher's lighter and brighter Batman. You know, with nipples and a phallic Batmobile. Meanwhile, Marlon Wayans had already done a costume test as Robin, who was scripted to be a punkified character who had worked for Penguin before turning on him. He was cut just days before shooting, even though a white Kenner toy of Robin was released for the movie. And then he was recast as Chris O'Donnell in Batman Forever. But good news, Wayans still gets residual checks for both films since he was cut from a two-picture deal, even though he was this close to being the first mainstream black hero on film. Sadly also out was Billy D. Williams. After portraying Harvey Dent in Burton's first Batman, he was to return as Dent, and Catwoman's electrifying kiss was going to turn him into Two-Face. But the character was rewritten to be Max Shreck. Arguably, without the toy-friendly camp of Batman Forever in 1995, and the abysmal, so bad, Batman and Robin in 1997,
I'm feeling hot.
I find that unlikely.
which also made money but was a critical failure, we would not get to the dark and gritty Dark Knight trilogy by Christopher Nolan. And 25 years later, the influence of Batman Returns is still felt in the Fox series Gotham. Danny DeVito's run for mayor inspired the season 3 arc where actor Robin Lord Taylor's iteration of Oswald Cobblepot wins an election. Moreover, Paul Reubens, who played the Penguin's dad in Batman Returns, shows up on Gotham in the same role. Although this time he is more concerned with fostering his son than with caging him up and dumping him in the sewer. And so, 25 years later, Batman Returns stands as a successful superhero movie that broke the rules before the rules were even really made, and stands as a really weird, unique Bat movie. Let us know what you think about the legacy and weird darkness of Batman Returns in the comments below. And don't forget, make some Bat time to subscribe for more videos on this same Bat YouTube channel.